So, judging from the title, I'm pretty sure you guys know that the TV show left me bitterly disappointed. But it's not all bad, and I'll get into all of that nonsense right after I recap both episodes. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, episode 5 begins right after John cut that one dude's head off, and apparently he just runs away into a warehouse where he's found by Falcon and Bucky, and they gang up on him and just beat the hell out of this man's. Man, this dude really is the king of taking L's, isn't he? He loses every fight he ever gets into. It's hilarious. Now, I like the fight, but Bucky feels incredibly nerfed in this fight. Sam, on the other hand, does surprisingly well. Even though, one punch from John should have just liquefied his organs. Anyway, John breaks Sam's wings before getting his ass beat, and Sam takes the shield back. Later on, Sam's groupie shows up and tells them that John's decapitation escapade caused an international incident, and Sam basically says, well, that sucks. Here, take my wings. Bye. During this time, John, by the way, is getting sued by...
Evil Council?
But he just gets mad and yells at them for a little bit and then just walks out. Something tells me that's not how the justice system works, John. After that, the chick from Seinfeld shows up, aka one of the worst shows of all time. Slap that dislike button. Anyway, her name is Val, and she gives John her business card. And the only reason I remember her name is because she said it 3 times in quick succession, like a weirdo. Then Bucky finds Zemo just in front of a rock.
Great big rock.
And then Bucky tries to shoot Zemo in the face with an empty gun because... reasons? I don't know what was up with that scene. Anyway, then the Wakandans show up and arrest Zemo, which made me laugh because they don't even handcuff him. They just sort of walk him to the plane, and it looks friggin' hilarious because it looks like they're taking an evening stroll.
Ha! Walk this way.
Sam goes to talk to Isaiah, who explains his backstory, which is sad and tragic and unfair and all that. But then Isaiah decides to be racist as hell and tells Sam not to become the new Captain America, and Sam is like, damn, he got a point. Then Sam goes back home, and we get a cameo from the greatest character in the entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the damn boat.
I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me, 'cause I'm sailing on a...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
No matter where I go, this damn boat keeps finding me.
Why?
Anyway, Bucky shows up for no reason and gives Sam a box, and then they begin to fix the boat for freaking 20 minutes. Also, Bucky flirts with Sam's sister, which is a terrible idea because 1, he's over 100 years old, 2, she has 2 kids to take care of, and 3, that is your friend's sister, and let me tell you from personal experience, that never ends well.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing, which is what you are about to become.
Then we get to spend some time with John as he visits Battlestar's parents, and he lies to them about murdering Battlestar's killer for validation, I guess? I'm not sure what this man is doing at this point anymore. Anyway, after that, Sharon calls Frenchie and tells him to help the Flag Smashers because she is evil. Then we flash back to Sam and Bucky, who are still fixing the damn boat. And then they throw the shield around like a frisbee while they talk about their feelings or something stupid like that. Sam tells Bucky to make amends, and Bucky's like, damn, you're right, and just leaves. Also, I noticed that Bucky wears a watch on his right hand, and this bothers me way more than it probably should have. So Sam goes to talk to his sister about the damn boat. Can we please move on from the damn boat, guys? For crap's sake, it has more screen time than anybody else, I swear. Anyway, Sam goes through a rocky training montage, and he suddenly sucks at the shield until he does some sick flips, and then he's suddenly amazing. Also, that shield makes zero sense, but that's nothing new. After that, Frenchie meets up with the flags and gives them weapons because he's mad at Sam, which is some motivation, I guess. Then Carly gathers up a bunch of people and says, "Hey guys, you know what's a good idea? Terrorism." Then they take over a government facility with remarkable ease. I mean, they basically walk inside and the government is just like, well, I mean, they're inside, there's nothing we can do. They got us. GG boys, that's it. And that's basically the end of episode 5. So episode 6 begins with Sam, Bucky, and Sharon showing up at the government building as it's being evacuated. How they got here all at the same time is beyond me. Regardless, Falcon gets some new threads and they look kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie, but acceptable, and that's all that matters. Anyway, he tries to prevent the evacuation, but then Frenchie pops out and they begin to fight. Bucky at this time gets a call from Carly and gets distracted from helping people like a dumbass. Carly is like, "Join the dark side. Do it." Also, I don't know what happened to the scene, but the acting was just ass. For some reason, the acting from Bucky was just hella stiff. I don't understand what the hell happened. Anyway, the government people try to evacuate to, police vehicles, these big-ass buses, and this big-ass dude just gets out of nowhere and places locks on the doors, and literally nobody gives a crap. Until Sharon shows up and literally disintegrates him.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Meanwhile, Sam finishes his fight with Frogman and flies after a helicopter with hostages in it. Then he gets shot at but brushes it off as an inconvenience. What is his suit made out of vibranium too? What's going on? Carly at this time says she'll kill all the hostages to keep the government from passing some laws because, she's a dumbass. So the next scene is so stupid that it actually hurts my brain. Basically, a cop helicopter gets sliced by the terrorist helicopter and gets set on fire. None of whatever I just said made any sense. I had to watch the scene like 3 times to understand what the hell I was even looking at because it was just so stupid. Anyway, Sam saves a bunch of people in the cop helicopter by acting as a shield and being completely indestructible even when a helicopter just crashes into him. Carly tries to take the government people hostage in the trucks, but Bucky shows up and tries to fight like 8 dudes simultaneously. So Carly lights one of the trucks on fire to distract Bucky, but then, yeah boy, John shows up.
No!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Anyway, he tries to take revenge for Battlestar, but then Carly pulls a Thanos and just basically says, "I don't even know who the hell that is." Then like 8 dudes jump John and he gets his ass beat. This man really is the king of taking L's. It's kind of hilarious. Bucky takes his sweet ass time, taking like 20 minutes just to rescue the hostages, and then tries to help John, but gets thrown off a building, as you do. Sam during this time finally manages to rescue the helicopter hostages by doing some sick flips in the air. Also, he's apparently indestructible because they basically throw a building at him and he just gets annoyed by it. Anyway, John tries to fight Carly one-on-one and gets his ass beat once again. I'm sorry, but this is actually really funny. So Carly tries to drive a truck full of hostages off a bridge because she is dumb, and John tries to save them but fails. Damn, even out of fights, this man just be taking L's all around. It's kind of sad. Anyway, Sam shows up and picks up the entire bus by himself. I mean, did he take some kind of syrup or something? Because I'm pretty sure this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Then a group of people show up and say one of the cringiest lines I think I've ever heard. I'll quote verbatim. "It's the Black Falcon." "No, that's Captain America." Meanwhile, the flags escape thanks to Frenchie and run into the tunnels. Sharon finds Carly and reveals that she is the power broker. Oh no, I guess I don't care. Also, I called it in the last video, just so you know. Anyway, Frenchie shows up and tries to extort Sharon, so she shoots him in the face. And then Carly shoots her in the bubble guts. Meanwhile, John and Bucky round up the rest of the flags with an app. and a couple of cops, and the flags immediately surrender. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. They are so freaking lame. Sam then shows up and tries to fight Carly using some sick flips, because I guess he forgot that he is indestructible. This continues until Sharon just shoots Carly to death. Good, I'm glad. She sucked. Then the show has the audacity to try and make you feel sorry for Carly. Show, what the hell is wrong with you? She is a terrorist. And then the worst scene in probably the whole of the MCU happens. Sam starts lecturing a senator about border disputes and even sides with Carly's ideology, of all things. My mind is blown. And then he talks about the dangers of being Black Captain America and how no one will accept him for this. Dude, what the hell are you talking about? You received nothing but support for being the new Captain America from literally everyone. There has been not one scene of anybody protesting this. What is wrong with this freaking show? I swear this argument is so one-sided, it makes my brain hurt. Even the characters in the show tell him, yo, it's not that simple, but does he listen? No. But you know, whatever. Disney got a Disney, I guess. So then we get the resolution to the show. Zemo blows up the rest of the Flag Smashers in a car bomb, and they all apparently die. Good, who cares? They suck. Oh, and John becomes the US agent, just so you know. What does that mean? I have no idea. Also, this is really weird, but apparently John and Sam are cool now, even though John tried to, decapitate him in the last episode, but whatevs. Then Bucky visits his old Asian friend and tells him that he killed his son, and he's so sad. But we don't get to see a resolution or a fallout from any of that, so what was exactly the point of showing me any of this? Who knows? Meanwhile, Sam goes to see Isaiah, and he takes him to the Captain America Memorial Museum thingo, and shows him that he put in a brass statue of Isaiah. So, good for him, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, the series ends with a cameo from the greatest character in the entire series, the damn boat!
I'm on a boat! I'm on a boat! Everybody look at me, cause I'm sailing on a boat!
This was just the worst episode in the entire series. So, before I completely rip into this series, let me just tell you some of the things I enjoyed about it. First, let me tell you that the acting is pretty good on all sides. I mean, at least from the main cast. It's clear that Bucky, or his actor, brought his A game to the show. And everyone else is pretty decent. Give yourselves a pat on the back for this nonsense. Also, the fight choreography is pretty good. From what you can see of it anyway. I particularly like how Sam uses his wings in close quarters combat. All those scenes done pretty good, except for the first episode where the CGI was having an aneurysm. Also, I like that Marvel finally gave us a character with a negative character arc with John, but I feel like more focus should have been placed on him and how he should have affected the world and all that stuff. Basically, I liked his performance and I would have liked a lot more. But yeah, that's it for now. Also, I know it's a meme at this point, but I would find it hilarious if in every movie from this point on, they would just add a random boat in the background just to piss me off. That would have been freaking hilarious. Anyway, that's all the things that I enjoyed. I mean, that's a lie. There is a lot more stuff that I could go into, but that's not what this video is about. It's about me crapping on the show, which is what I am about to get into. Alright, enough of this wholesomeness. Let's get into what you're all here for, why it sucks. Let me start by criticizing the editing, particularly in the fight scenes, because whoever shot them was probably having a stroke. Because the choreography is good, but the camera work and the quick cuts make it disorienting as hell. Also, whenever anyone fights, the camera is either way too close to their faces to make out what's happening, or too far away to make it engaging. So one of the main features of the show kind of falls short for me. I also have some grievances on how some characters were portrayed. Let's start with Zemo. He felt incredibly inconsequential to the entire plot. Think about it. He walks out of prison, breaks some vials, and goes back to prison. That's literally all he does. If he wasn't there, sure, some things would have changed, but ultimately, it would have stayed the same. Like, the plot would not change if he was not in it. But at least he gave us some memes, so I can forgive him for his pointlessness. What I can't forgive, on the other hand, is Bucky getting nerfed to hell. So before I watched these 2 episodes, I went back and saw Civil War, and Bucky is a beast in that film. His hands are rated E for everyone, because everybody's got the ass beat by him. But now he can't seem to get into a fight with anyone without help. Hell, even Sam does better than him in some fights. And Bucky losing to regular humans just makes absolutely zero sense to me. And this one hurts because Bucky is my favorite MCU character. But he got nerfed so the other characters can stand a chance, I guess. It's just disappointing. While we're talking about disappointments, let's talk about the Flag Smashers, because these goobers suck. I don't really know how to convey this, but they are lame as hell. Their ideology makes no sense, and the way they go about enforcing that ideology is even worse. Carly in particular makes no sense, and probably has a bipolar disorder or something of the sort, because she goes from being kind to homicidal at the drop of a hat, and I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just inconsistent. Either way, it's kind of stupid. Also, their plan to kill the new Captain America would only create new problems for everyone, especially them. So what exactly is the point? I don't know. Next is the fact that the show loves to waste your freaking time with pointless crap. The boat being a prime example. Also, the structure of the show is really weird. Let's take episode 5 for an example. It starts with a fight scene, and then all that happens is Bucky and Sam throwing a frisbee around and fixing the damn boat. In addition, there are scenes that are there just to take up your time with pointless conversations, and this happens in every episode. Basically, what I'm saying is that the pacing in the show is garbage. So before I continue, I have to preface something about myself. I absolutely despise when the media adds real-world politics into entertainment. I don't care which way you lean, up, down, left, right, center, sideways. I don't give a damn. Get it out of my silly comic book nonsense. The reason I have such an adhesion towards real-world politics is because it's usually done terribly, and the show is no exception. Whenever politics are done, it's usually done from only one side of the spectrum, and that creates bias, which creates conflict, which is some bullshit. This show goes the way of virtue signaling, showing a spotlight on why America sucks, which is fine, whatever, who cares. But that's all it does. It doesn't address the issue or do something interesting with it. Here's an example. Sam is having issues becoming the new Captain America because he's black. But we haven't seen that be an issue. And there have been black superheroes before, and we all know that he would eventually become the new Captain America. So this plot line is a huge waste of time. And I'm not saying that politics in shows is a bad idea, but just use fictional politics that affect the characters in universe and not an allegory for real world problems. Think about this. Instead of Sam living in the damn boat feeling sorry for himself, we instead got people dealing with John, going evil, using the shield, that sort of thing. That sounds way more interesting than whatever this was. Or, maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass and I'm an asshole. Who knows? I also wish that the show used John as the main antagonist, because having an evil Captain America as a villain would be such a cool idea. But, then they just ruin him in episode 6 and, he's dumb. And, they give us the Flag Smashers as a replacement. Some of the worst villains in the whole of the MCU. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll bring him back. Maybe they'll do him better in another movie or show or something. Hopefully. But we'll see what happens. And now let's finally get into my last complaint. And it's not that I don't have more complaints. It's just that this video is already hella long and it's 2 a.m. and I'm tired. Let's get this over with. The problem with this show is that it is entirely pointless. Think about it. What would change if it didn't exist? At the end of Endgame, Sam was given the shield to become the new Captain America anyway. And all he got was basically a new suit. Bucky basically stayed the same. Zemo was right back where he started. The Flag Smashers are all dead, and Sharon and John could have easily been explained in a future movie. The status quo just stayed entirely the same from beginning to the end of the show. Now, I don't mean to say that I hate the show, because I don't. It does have some good stuff in it. I liked it more than WandaVision. Slap that dislike button. But it kind of failed for me. I think it started off really strong but fell off towards the end. I really wish that this show would have been better, because it had some really good ideas. It's just that the execution failed spectacularly. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense. I'll be seeing you next time with whatever the hell comes to mind. Goodbye.